Rise Up Family exclusive. Number one sports community organization in the world. Second to none. I know what it is. I had to do this.
DAP Multimedia Group consists of DAP Entertainment, Buffalo's WDAP Radio, DAP Multimedia Group Television Network, DAPtv, and DAP Media and Mentoring Program. Now airing on DAPtv every Tuesday at 7 p.m. is the Diva Talks Live show. New shows for 2021 coming soon. If you would like to be a sponsor of a television or radio show, or perhaps just advertise with us, give us a call at 716-748-5977. DAP Multimedia Group, providing all of your multimedia and entertainment needs.
Hey, what's going on, world? You know what it is. I am Andre the George Robinson. The fire starter is here, man. He is here at WDAP Studios. If you want the unlimited sports talk, come right here to Rise Up Unlimited every Thursday, 3 p.m. on your dial, all right? Make sure you tune in to the number one interactive radio show in the entire land, point blank, period. And if you have not subscribed to WDAP Radio on Spreaker.com or WDAP TV, you should do so now, all right? Rise Up Family, you know who we are. Subscribe there too. Rise Up Family, all right? This is the Rise Up Unlimited show, WDAP Radio.
Buffalo's WDAP Radio, Speaker.com.
Yes, sir!
Hey.
Yeah! Y'all know what time it is. Rise Unlimited, baby!
Hey.
You are in the land of the unlimited right now!
Yeah.
The fire starters in the building.
Today, the liquor been taking the pain away. I heard you was giving your chain away.
Yes, sir.
Like giving your fame
like
away.
and share right now. If you on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, let's go, let's go, let's go.
I love you to death, but I told you the truth. I can't just be with you and only you.
Thank you for joining in, by the way. It's a beautiful Thursday right here, right now. If you have not subscribed to WDAP Radio or TV, do it now. Click, subscribe right now. Let's go. We are here. I got my guys in the building. Kingstar OG, all the way from Texas, in the building.
Well,
No, Cali.
I said it was Texas. You want to know why I said that? It's a lot of bull jiving and kicking going on around here. I swear he's like a cowboy. He do a lot of kicking during the week. We gonna get to that, I promise you. My guy from Texas, Dalton D-Man Smith, the most consistent one, is in the building too. What's good, folks? What's good? Listen, we might as well get right into it. Like and share right now. Exciting show coming up. I got Double A coming in the building shortly as well. Want to shout out to my guy, Josh Bailey, right now. And congratulations on his new baby girl, by the way, Skylar. Congratulations to you, Josh Bailey and the fam. Of course, we keep Rise Up Family plugged always. Stay tuned for more on that. Now, I also want to shout out my guy, Robert Nesbald. He's got a band. Super dope band. I want you to check him out. I will give you all the details at the end of the show, but nevertheless, this guy has been doing phenomenal work. Appreciate him greatly. Phenomenal guy. All right. Now, NBA playoffs. Let's get to it. The Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns, folks. If I asked you around like October, November time, if you thought the Phoenix Suns would be NBA Finals worthy, what would you have told me? I'm going to guess that out of 10 people, 9 people and a half would have told me, no, not the Phoenix Suns. But guess what? The Phoenix Suns are in the NBA Finals, led by Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and a phenomenal coach who knows how to listen to his players in Monty Williams. Now, as you've seen, 130-102 was the score last night. They went into LA after playing in Game 5. It looked like they were a little lackadaisical at home. The spotlight might have been too big at home. They come in game 6. They play loose. Chris Paul puts up an astounding 41. Devin Booker, solid 8, nice little 18. DeAndre Ayton had 16 and 17. And off we go with Jay Crowder, who scored 19 as well, as they just took care of business in LA. By the way, Kings ROG, you in California, what's the climate like out there in California, knowing that neither one of the California teams is in the playoffs now? What's the climate like? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, good thing I'm in Northern Cali, and the climate's been down a while with these Warriors being old news now. So as far as LA, it's a Laker town anyway. So, it's not as big of a buzz or a letdown, as if this was the Lakers. And I say this was the Lakers and they would have lost, it would have been, tear city. You know what I mean? I would have felt the tears from here, even in Northern California. But like I said, once the old news Warriors were eliminated in the play-in, shout out to John Morant for getting his revenge on the Steph doing the shimmy at the last game of the regular season to get in the play-in. That's what you get. You know what I mean? So, yeah, not too much on this side of town. Clippers is a second thought in LA, to be real with you.
Okay, awesome. Dalton D-Man, how did you feel about last night and the Suns taking care of business?
Well, honestly, that is sad and pathetic for the Clippers. Shout out for the Suns. The question is Kawhi Leonard done with the Clippers? Is he going to a different team next year?
That's a good question. You know what, Kings are? Let's unpack that a little bit before we get into this buffoon and Patrick Beverly, by the way, which we will talk about that in a moment. Did you think that the Clippers played better with Kawhi off the floor?
So here's the weird thing about that. I can probably, not even in just basketball, obviously you need talent to win, but when the talent's a distraction, or per se, like in football, when Odell went down for Cleveland, that led Baker to kind of be free, not to force it to his star, to keep him happy. So he was able to free for all and had his best season. When Dez Bryant, we let him go as a Cowboy fan. So now Dak can just go through his reads, instead of trying to keep someone happy, which is not a natural way of playing. So sometimes a superstar that's a diva like Kawhi Leonard, who was not always a diva, I don't know when he became a diva, but you see, we got the old Paul George from Indiana, who was a la Batman, and everything flowed. It just seems it flowed better. He was able to, step back in the spotlight, get his teammates involved and not look in the shadow. Players not looking in the shadow and watching Kawhi, making sure he's doing his thing. It was just kind of an all-around team game. And then Paul George was able to flourish for the most part. And, and like I said, beating Phoenix was probably asking for too much without your talent. But they beat the number 1 seed. I mean, when they lost Kawhi and fell to real, don't forget, they were down in a series. They had to win 2 games and 1 in Utah. So I felt that the team flourished. Now, does that mean that going forward they shouldn't keep Kawhi? I don't know about that. That's a top 3 player in the NBA, in my opinion. So that's a tough one.
Dalton, you asked a good question. By the way, for everybody that's tuned in right now, we are going to get to your comments. I promise you we will get to them just a moment. You are absolutely 100% right, Kings ROG. We got the old Chris Paul back after talking about him for weeks, being the guy who has had multiple games in the playoffs with 25% or less from the field. He became old Chris Paul, number 13 in
Paul George.
The old Paul George. Yeah,
you got Chris Paul on the mind. I know.
Paul on the mind. Paul George, in which he played in yellow and black. He became that player again, which is really good. I'm glad to see that. Kawhi, as far as letting Kawhi go, I don't think that you let Kawhi go. I think Kawhi, you give it another year. Let's see what they can do with Kawhi actually being healthy. If Kawhi could, be healthy in the playoffs, then I give it another go. I don't detach the team yet. I really don't. I do not detach the team. I'm not one who is going to rely on Paul George an entire 82-game season to put people over the hump at this point in his career. Is he a good player? Yes. Is he a two-way player still? I don't think so. I think that caveat just came off. But at the same token, I'm not willing to have him carry the load for this team. And then if Kawhi was to go, what do you get for Kawhi Leonard that makes this team better than what they were last year? Because it's all about success and it's all about elevation. So you went to the Western Conference Finals. If you let Kawhi Leonard go, what pieces are you going to get that will push you past the Western Conference Finals next year is what I would look at.
Well, the funny thing is that's the narrative, do you keep Kawhi? But that's not, to be honest, that actually is not the question because it's all about Kawhi. Kawhi is under contract. He has an opt-out. So the question should be, will Kawhi leave versus him staying? Because they're not going to trade him.
Right. That's a good question. That's actually a really good question. I mean, yeah, he has the opt-in, opt-out, whatever the case may be, where he can go to another team if he wants. I don't think he should, though. I really don't think he should opt out at this point. I think you know where you're at with your team now. You come back, you get healthy, you train in the off season. All right, you get better. You do what Kevin Durant did this year, get better from your injury, and you produce, even though we know what happened to the Brooklyn Nets. We won't get into that because they're not in the playoffs right now. Nevertheless, folks, if you are just tuning in, by the way, you are watching Rise Up Unlimited. You are in the land of the unlimited on WDAP radio and TV, which you can watch on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, the whole 9 yards. Shout out to you guys right now, all right? So make sure you share. If you're on Facebook, share this because we're going to have a good old time. By the way, speaking of good old time, Chris Paul had a good old time. Good old time for the first time making the NBA Finals. And his good time was ruined by one Patrick Beverley who decided to let his emotions get the best of him. I'm going to use his quote from his PR team. I don't know if anybody saw the statement that was put out on Twitter. As far as his wannabe apology, looked like a PR wrote it. I ain't buying that. I'm sorry. I don't know how you guys feel about Patrick Beverley, what he did to Chris Paul, but I think it was a sucker move. And where I'm from, you get 2 pieces for that. No offense. I'm sorry. And the league should suspend him big time. I don't care if, this is a soft league. I ain't hearing it. I don't want to hear that it's a soft league. He pushed him. He could have caused injury. Folks are like, Chris Paul flopped on it. I don't care. He pushed him. Regardless of the fact he pushed him while he wasn't looking, could have caused issues. We know that injuries have played a big part in these playoffs, and he could have cost them the finals with that. So, what do you guys think? What's your thoughts on it?
Okay, well, the thing is, he shouldn't have done that. That was unacceptable. You shouldn't get mad about it, though. I mean, that was on him. I mean, he needs to face the consequences. And like you said, Dre, he needs to be suspended. I mean, that's his fault. I mean, you shouldn't have done that.
I mean, obviously, when you ask about, the actual, push, yeah, of course, there's no questioning that. I mean, that's just something you don't do, even if you felt you had reason to. And obviously, we know they had beef, pending years ago. We all know about that. However, you mentioned in the apology, one, do we buy, you're saying you're not buying it, but to me, it's not about buying it. To me, it was the fact that he did it. Whether it came from the heart, PR team, a threat, whatever the case, I'm just, it's Patrick Beverley.
That he did what? Did he apologize?
It's Patrick Beverley. Now we're talking, remember, I didn't think he was going to apologize no matter who was in his ear. We know how tight-knit and grip old school he is. If he believes in something, he'll take a suspension and run with it. He don't care. So I kind of think it was heartfelt. Again, I could be wrong. But again, it's not really about that. It's the fact that he did do it, which, in the public eye, coming from him, the big, Mr. Dirty, Mr. Nat, they call him. So, I was happy about it. I was glad he did it, whether it came from the heart or not.
Okay. All right, let's read some of these comments real quick in the comment section. Shout out to everybody tuned in. Dragon Brothers, yeah, I see you. TC. What's good, man?
What's up, TC?
What's good, man? Yuri Burrows said the playoffs got more exciting since the Knicks got eliminated. Beverly was a part of a deal that sent Paul to Houston. It's a long time beef. Yep, you're right about that. Robert, what's going on? My guy said suspension for sure. Yuri said suspension for next year. It doesn't matter if it boiled over from previous years. I totally agree with that. How long the suspension should be? Nah, that's for determination for other people, but I think it's at least a 3-game suspension. At least 3. All right, at least 3 games. Period. I mean, take a week off, brother. If you want to call it a vacation, fine. 3 games at least. But sportsmanship is a thing to me. And what pissed me off about the whole situation as far as him doing that is because earlier in the series, he was coming under a screen. Chris Paul was going to shoot, and it looked like he clipped him, that he was clipping him.
He plays for the Clippers.
Right. He plays for the Wing Clippers. The Clippers, nevertheless, he clipped him, and then he went to Chris Paul and was like, was talking to him as if like there was some sportsmanship. So I didn't understand really the whole, you got beat game 6 and it's late in the game, you're getting blown out, and then all of a sudden you decide to push. Now, there are sources that say Chris Paul did say something to him. We don't know what was said, but nevertheless, I still don't think that that's an excuse to do that. That was kind of shady. It was shady. Let's be clear. Very shady. Moving on to something that's real shady. We need to talk about the Eastern Conference because right now we have no clue and being in the shade because there's no light whatsoever. So we need y'all to enlighten us on who you think will win the Eastern Conference Finals. Because right now, it's 2-2. Giannis just got injured in Game 4, which is very unfortunate. Trae Young was injured, didn't play in Game 4. Lou Williams stepped up, and the Atlanta Falcons took off and soared, 110-88. My question to you is, and everybody watching, for one, do you see the Atlanta Hawks winning the series if Giannis is out for an extended period of time? And 2, who is the Batman and Robin on this Milwaukee Bucks team? So
you talking about Batman and Robin without Giannis?
No, period. On the team, period.
Oh, really? Come on, man. Giannis, of course, is Batman. He's probably the 3rd best player in the NBA or 2nd best player in the NBA. What did you say? That's not a question. Whatever. You tell me there's somebody else on Milwaukee that can be Batman over Giannis.
Go ahead.
There ain't no damn Chris Middleton.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Anyway, Chris Middleton is Nightwing, and Drew Holiday is Lucius.
Wow.
Okay, so with that being said, let's see here. I'll say Brook Lopez is Commissioner Gordon. I'm just letting you know what I'm saying? So
I'm trying to stay away from your nickname today, okay? I'm trying to stay away from it. I don't want to put it out on radio, but you're going to make me put it out on radio. You can ball this up. This right here, this whole segment that you got right now. Go ahead. So tell us who's going to win. Hawks
so Giannis is out tonight. He's not playing tonight. So Milwaukee will win tonight, and it will be because of Nightwing. Middleton will put up 35 tonight, and Nightwing will hit probably a game-winning shot because I think it's going to be a very close ball game. And Batman's out. Nightwing is going to step up, put on this temporary Batman outfit. It's going to be real tight because it's not tailored for his size. So the outfit's going to be real tight. So he'll squeeze into it.
I mean, how is it going to be tight and Giannis is bigger than him? You mean it's going to be loose?
Well, he's taller. I think Middleton's thicker.
Oh, man. Come on. You know.
I like Milwaukee in 7. I think Giannis will come back for either game 6 or 7. But here's my thing. If I'm Milwaukee and they do win game 5, even if Giannis could come back for game 6, I'm not bringing him back. And we'll try to win without him again or give game 6 to Atlanta in Atlanta. But then game 7, he'll be back to win the series. Milwaukee in 7. Nightwing the hero tonight.
D-Man, your thoughts?
All right. The first question, I'm going to say the Bucks in game 7. And I agree with Czar 100% what he said. The second question, Batman and Robin, I'll say Milton. Giannis.
You know what, Dalton? Let me just say, don't believe the hype on the PIMP hat over there wearing shiny head over here, Mr. King's ROG. Please don't bully the hype on him because watch this. Sir, I just got a couple questions to ask, and I want you to legitimately answer these questions. Number 1, what does Giannis do better than Chris Middleton?
Rebound. Play defense. Block shots.
Go ahead.
Dominate scoring inside the paint. Driving to the basket. Only thing Middleton does better is shoot from the outside, baby.
Okay.
Yep.
Giannis may even be a better passer.
That's really cute, okay? That's really cute that you say that, okay? Because I'm about to name about 4 or 5 different things that Chris Middleton does better. Ready?
Ready? I'll stay ready. I don't got to get ready.
Mid-range, better. Perimeter shooting, better. He still plays defense. Shoots free throws, better. Is a better free throw shooter. Plays defense just as well. Whoa!
Giannis being talks for defensive player of the year.
No. Let me tell you something. That defensive player of the year is not because Giannis can guard on the perimeter. It doggone sure ain't because he can guard on. No, he cannot. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So watch this. Let's go to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Do you believe that Giannis can actually guard on the perimeter? That's a question for you.
He can't guard Kevin Durant, which is why he don't guard him. But he can guard some perimeter players.
Sir, I have legitimately watched Giannis for the last year on the perimeter get smoked by players left and right. Let's start with your boy who just went to Chicago.
Oh, Vucevic?
Yes, in the series that he's a center, so Giannis should be able to guard him on the perimeter.
Right? I thought you talking about the perimeter.
Your man plays on the perimeter.
Vucevic crossed him up like a guard. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, he gave him buckets in that series. If you don't stop playing around, acting like you don't know, he gave him buckets in that series when they played the tragic last year. 30 points per game.
Yeah, but Vucevic is a stud.
Hold on, but then I watch Kyrie give him hell. Durant gave him hell. Dude, I've watched. Listen, I've watched.
Okay, hold on.
Trey Young.
Hold on.
Perimeter.
Who did Middleton stop?
Middleton plays his player. He's a what? Small forward. Small forward. Power forward.
Okay.
Small
and
forward.
who does he stop?
He plays defense. Okay, so let me ask you this question.
Jimmy Butler ate his ass up in the bubble.
In the bubble. You know what? Let's be clear. I'm gonna be honest. Giannis got ate up in the bubble too. Bam Adebayo gave him buckets the whole series.
Okay,
come on. Chris Middleton to me Chris Middleton. Oh, and let's not forget being a closer, sir. Giannis is not the closer, sir.
I just said Middleton's a better shooter.
Right. Chris Middleton is the closer, sir. So that's another thing that I'm giving on.
Not a better player, though.
You can, okay, but I said Batman and Robin. Necessarily, you don't got to be the better. Obviously, people will say Giannis because he's been Defensive Player of the Year and MVP. But my whole point is, what? And I asked you, what does he do better than Chris Middleton? You gave me a couple, and I gave you what he does better than Giannis.
But what you gave me were different shooting aspects, but it's still shooting, whether it's perimeter shooting, free throws, three-pointers. You trying to make it in you slick. You always been slick, so I give you that.
Yeah. No. I make you think. Because it's easy to just say it's Giannis, but not really cut down and really unpack it and dissect it.
Do teams game plan for Middleton, or do they game plan for Giannis by building that wall and the whole structure of the defense?
Well, defensively, defensively, you have to game plan for Giannis being a person as big as he is, with the wingspan out of this world. A guy who moves like Russell Westbrook coming down the floor. He is a taller version of Russell Westbrook. I keep telling folks that, but people don't listen. He's a taller version of Russell Westbrook. I dare not say more athletic, because Russell Westbrook is probably one of the most athletic players I've ever seen play the game.
Second most athletic point guard I've ever seen.
So, I mean, again, that's why I asked the question, folks. I put it out there. Middleton, Giannis, do you see a Batman or Robin, or do you see that they both just need each other? Because to me, I think they both need each other, which you're going to see tonight that Middleton probably needs Giannis tonight. You're going to see it tonight. When the Atlanta Hawks win tonight and they go up 3-2 going back home, yes, I know. Yep. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going on Giannis tonight. And I'm going to sleep on the Bucks while Atlanta just takes over. I'm sleeping on them. I'm gonna be honest. I think the Milwaukee Bucks are in super big trouble. Bad time to lose Giannis. Game 5. We all know. I'll say it again. Like I said it before. The last series, I said Game 4 would determine who would win that series between Atlanta and the team they played, which was the Philadelphia 76ers, and they won Game 4. Atlanta won Game 4 again. I'm taking the Atlanta Hawks in 6. This puppy may be over. This puppy just may be over, okay? Because you're going to need Jrue Holiday and somebody else to score 20 plus, and I haven't seen it yet. You got to tell me.
Here's my X factor tonight, where I kind of gave you how I thought that, on the bigger scale of things, but this is why Milwaukee's going to win a close game with, led by Middleton. You know who's going to be his sidekick and who's going to be the unsung hero in tonight's game?
Go ahead and tell me.
Bobby Portis, who I believe will start. I'm telling you, just
crazy looking Bobby. Crazy looking.
I believe he will start, and I believe he'll put up 20 points tonight and be the X factor and the support that Middleton will need tonight.
All right. Interesting enough. So, Dalton, you got the Bucks. Let's read some of these comments real quick. We got some comments in here. Middleton and Giannis, my bad. With no Middleton, focus would be entirely on Giannis. With Middleton, it keeps other team at bay. Middleton deep, Giannis Giannis in the paint all day. Middleton is dangerous with the ball in general. Even without shooting the ball, he makes the ball reach the hook. Yeah. All right. With that being said, we are already, golly, good God almighty, we already halfway. Listen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And then when we come back, we will talk NFL and other things as well. Make sure you stay tuned. We was talking about the NBA playoffs. You can go back and watch this again on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. All right. See you in a moment when we return.
What's going on, world? You know what it is. I am Andre the Torch Robinson. The fire starter is here, man. He is here at WDAP Studios. If you want the unlimited sports talk. Come right here to Rise Up Unlimited every Thursday, 3 p.m. on your dial, all right? Make sure you tune in to the #1 interactive radio show in the entire land, point blank, period. And if you have not subscribed to WDAP Radio on Spreaker.com or WDAP TV, you should do so now, all right? Rise Up Family, you know who we are. Subscribe there too. Rise Up Family, all right? This is the Rise Up Unlimited show, WDAP Radio.
DAP Multimedia Group consists of DAP Entertainment, Buffalo's WDAP Radio, DAP Television Network, DAPtv, and DAP Media Education and Mentoring Program, which is a 501c3. Brunch with the Bishop, Bishop B.J. Jefferson, Sunday mornings on Buffalo's WDAP Radio and DAP TV. New show coming to DAP TV and Twitch, Align, on Sundays at 11 a.m. Stay tuned for more information. New Music Mondays at 3 p.m. on Buffalo's WDAP Radio, bringing you new music from local artists, indie artists, and national recording artists. Ask the Counselor, Mondays at 2 p.m. on Buffalo's WDAP Radio, DAP TV, and Twitch TV. SafeCom with Eve Richard Blanc, Mondays at 9 a.m. on DAP TV. Be informed on how to return back to work safely and keeping your employees safe during COVID. The Diva Talks Live show every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on DAPtv and Twitch TV with your host, LaTanya Granberry. Midday with Angel Lee in The Law, Jalen Law, Buffalo Zone, Wednesdays, 2 p.m. on Twitch TV and DAPtv. Wind Down Wednesdays with DJ Pebbles at 5 p.m. and Angel's Playhouse. Put the kids to bed at 10 p.m. Wind Down Wednesdays on Buffalo's WDAP Radio and Twitch TV. A Word in a Minute from Dr. Anita O. Williams' Prayer Bench. Every Thursday at 2 p.m. on Buffalo's WDAP Radio, DAPtv, and Twitch TV. Rise Up Unlimited Sports Show with Andre the Torch Robinson on Thursdays on Buffalo WDAP Radio, DAPtv, and Twitch TV. 45s on the 8 with DJ Corey and the Diva on Buffalo's WDAP Radio and Twitch TV. Come get your Thursday treat. New show coming to DAPtv, Reach Talk, on Thursdays, Friday Night Throwbacks with different DJs in the mix, starting with the Drive of 5 with DJ Wizard and Buffalo's own DJ Clue. Saturday Mixdown every Saturday, starting at noon with that guy, DJStew.net. Various DJs in the Mixdown. That's the Saturday Mixdown on Buffalo's WDAP Radio. Quiet Storm with DJ Haywood, the Weatherman, every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 9 p.m. on Buffalo's WDAP Radio and Twitch. One-on-one with the DA, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. on DAPtv and Twitch TV. Gospel at Sunrise with Deacon David Allen and your faithful servant Norleen Ford every Sunday and also Monday through Friday on Buffalo's WDAP Radio and Twitch. This and That with your hosts Treasley and Greasy, Friday 8 p.m. on Twitch TV and YouTube. All programs are subject to change. Please check social media Facebook pages daily.
All right. We are back. Landed Unlimited. You know what it is. Andre the Torch Robinson here. The Fire Starter is here with King's our OG and my guy Dalton D-Man Smith, the most consistent one, obviously. NFL talk time. All right. Let's put one of those NFL topics up on the screen, please, because we got some NFL stuff to unpack real quick. This should be a whole lot of fun. And again, if you are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, please like and share, by the way. All right. And put your comments in the comment section because we love all comments and interaction. All right. Let's get to that the NFL topic. Number one. Oh my goodness. Why did she start it off with this? The Pittsburgh Steelers. Boy, oh boy. This is a simple one. Who's the first player that comes to mind when you see the Pittsburgh Steelers logo? Put it in the comment section if you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Come on. King's Eye, let's go. Answer the question.
The great Neil O'Donnell. Thank you again, Neil O'Donnell. Shouts out to Neil O'Donnell.
Can somebody mute his mic? Somebody please mute.
Dallas Cowboys versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
King Claw.
Hey, don't interrupt when I'm giving Neil O'Donnell his shout out.
Please,
two gifted interceptions to the great Larry Brown, who ended up
definitely in his drink, y'all.
Hold on, Larry Brown should have went to jail for embezzlement after the way
you should go
the Raiders. Hold on, the way he robbed the Raiders of that big contract because they thought he was a shutdown corner. Because of two interceptions thrown right to him in the Super Bowl, thanks to Neil O'Donnell.
Oh, that's the first person He being funny as hell right now. Do you see how he just plugged the Dallas Cowboys? His big goofy self. He just really plugged the Dallas. Somebody needed to mute. I told you somebody needed to mute his mic.
Big Dennis, what up, Dennis?
What's up, Dennis?
Funny guy. What's going on? All right. I see the ignorant thinker is watching as well. Robert said the bus. Then it said me, Joe Green, by the way. Okay. In the comment section, put it in the comment section. Who do you think of first when you see the Steelers logo? All right. Dalton, can you give me, you know what? All you got to do is be you, and it was better than that 5-minute synopsis on how
I already know my answer is
the damn Cowboys.
And it's Troy Polamalu.
Oh, good one. Good one. I like it. Like it. By the way, if anybody come on here and say Terry Bradshaw, I'm kicking your like.
If you gonna say a quarterback, you better say Neil O'Donnell.
I want to kick y'all behind verbally if you say Terry Bradshaw. I swear to God. Anyway, when I think of the Pittsburgh Steelers, I actually think of Ramona Dye. Shout out to Ramona Dye. And she ain't on the team, but she is definitely a Pittsburgh Steelers fanatic. And she covers the Pittsburgh Steelers. So give her a shout out to Ramona Dye. Phenomenal young lady. Oh, and I think of my neighbor too, Dory Davis. Shout out to her as well. Oh my goodness. 2 Pittsburgh Steelers fans that I always hear talk about their team in such a great fashion. Now, moving on. MVP. Oh, Lord. Anyway, MVP.
How did the millennials say it? Use it, nowadays. Hell to the no.
Oh, by the way, before we get to the MVP, I also have to shout out Sharon Mullen, by the way, Chocolate Girl. Got to shout out Sharon Mullen for the Steelers thing. Definitely got to shout out Sharon Mullen. All right. With that being said.
Like I said, hell to the no.
So, Russell Wilson.
So, hold on. Russell Westbrook ain't never had a MVP vote in his life. And he, in my opinion,
you just say Russell Westbrook.
He's never had an MVP vote in his life. So here's the narrative. Let me explain the narrative.
Russell Wilson?
I mean, whatever. Like you said, Chris Paul. That's how.
Here we go. Get it right, King Clark.
Russell Wilson has never had an MVP vote. So last year, the first 4 or 5 weeks, he's the MVP leader. Mind you, it's only 5 weeks. I don't know if y'all remember, but he came out the gate slanging. But they were like, man, this dude has never not won an MVP, but he's never got a vote. And I didn't know that. I thought that was alarming that he never at least had a vote because he's had a good career. So anyway, as usual of late, he falters in the second half. You know, Aaron Rodgers takes off. You know, Josh Allen, your boy, Derrick Henry, Mahomes is there. And he ended up finishing and didn't get a vote again. So hell to the no. He is not getting no. He may. I don't even know if he'll get a vote next year, let alone win it.
Dalton, do you smell that? I smell something clogged up. King Clog over here is trying to take little shots here and there with the Josh Allen, my boy thing. Sir, I'm surprised you didn't plug in Dak Prescott the first 5 weeks of the season. You know, most of you Cowboys fans. Dak Prescott! I'm surprised.
He was the passing leader, though, 2 weeks after he got injured.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised that you gave Russell Wilson his props until... no, the answer is no. Russell Wilson will not be MVP again for the umpteenth year that he's been in the league, which is 9, 10 now. That's my answer to that question. D-Man, go ahead.
My answer is no. Yes, I know he's got DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. You got Chris Carson. We all know he can't stay healthy. I mean, he did got his own line. I mean, I couldn't think his name, but he came from the Raiders, though. But they still need to work their own line. He's been running his life, though. But I don't see Russell Wilson getting MVP this year.
All right. We're going to move on to the next one. Let's go to the next one. We got a lot to unpack here. All right. You are, again, watching the Land of the Unlimited. Let's get to these. Dennis said he will not win the MVP this year. Kind of figured. That's unanimous. All right, let's get to the next.
Me and Dennis got Dak.
Wait a minute. What? Whoa. Did I just hear you say an Eagles fan has a Cowboys as... Okay. Anyway. All right, moving on. Cleveland Browns. We get down. Cleveland Browns. Will they win a Super Bowl in 5 years? Can they? Can they make it happen? Can Cleveland rock?
No.
Simple as that.
I can see the Browns go to Super Bowl in 5 years, though. I mean, they got Baker Mayfield. I mean, they got 2 running games. I think Baker can do better without Odell. I think Odell should leave from now on. They got defensive pieces. They got Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney. Well, they signed 1 year deal. We don't know if they're going to bring him back in the next another 3 years. They just now draft Greg Newsome, JOK from Notre Dame. And to be honest with you, Kevin Stefanski, he's better than Freddie Kitchens. He's better than Hugh Jackson. I mean, we all know the Bengals are trouble. Big Ben's going to retire pretty soon. The Ravens, they're like in and on and off from the playoffs. Well, they choke in the playoffs, though, but sometimes they miss playoffs or they come. So, do I see Browns win AFC North? Possibly. Maybe this year.
Until the curse is broke. The Cubs broke their curse. The Red Sox broke their curse. The Cleveland Browns have not broke their curse. And does that mean that it could happen? But
the city of Cleveland broke their curse, though.
No, Cleveland Browns.
But you just said 2 baseball teams broke their curse, but a basketball team can't break the city curse. Wait a minute, make this make sense now.
No, I'm just naming like the Bambino, the curse of Bambino in Boston. I'm naming the bigger ones. The Chicago Cubs, that was a big curse.
Right, okay.
So in my opinion, I believe in football, and again, you know this curse thing, but if a team is cursed in the NFL, it has to be the Cleveland Browns. So to go on top of that, and especially in recent memory, when Cleveland is expected to have a good year, they falter. When they've had success and have made the playoffs going into the season, they kind of were not expected to do much. A la, when they had Well, I forgot the unknown quarterback the time they went before last year. When they went previously, it was kind of unsuspected. So when they traded for Odell Beckham, bring all this, they brought, they had a lot of pieces they brought in that year, like 3 years ago, whatever it was. Oh, Cleveland, oh man, they stacked. Yada yada yada, and they went like 6-10 or 5-11 or something like that. And so, people are like, oh, here we go, Cleveland to Cleveland. So going into last year, you didn't hear none of this Cleveland talk. It was all about Lamar Jackson, Baltimore, always Pittsburgh, of course, Kansas City, Tennessee. And then Cleveland comes out of nowhere when they're not suspected, and they do well. Now everybody's back on the bandwagon again. So until they prove that wrong, I actually think they're going to be the biggest disappointment in the NFL this season, and they will struggle to even go 500, 8-9 or 9-8 next year, and that's about where I think they will play. However, the question is a Super Bowl in 5 years. Until that curse is gone, I don't see no way in hell they win a Super Bowl in the next 5 years.
All right, good answers.
By the way, a shout out to Walter Rainfield.
Oh, you wanted to make sure you shouted him out. Boy, he gonna pop up randomly. That's like talking bad about his Cleveland Browns is like putting the SOS sign for Batman up here in Gotham City. Listen, here's my answer. I totally disagree with King's RLG, by the way, Mr. King Clog. I disagree with him as far as them being 8-9, 9-8 this year. Wow. Let's be clear. The Cleveland Browns have had a great offseason. They picked up Jadeveon Clowney, built on the defense, which is something that the Cleveland Browns was already pretty decent at last year on defense. I think they have a solid secondary. I think they have a solid front four. You got 2 guys screaming off the edges this year. I think Jadeveon Clowney will have a better year than he had in Seattle and a better year.
You think he'll get a sack this year?
Yeah, he's gonna get at least 9 of those things this year.
Oh, he will get a sack.
He's gonna get at least 8 or 9 of those things. Just off.
He's not used to that.
Just off the fact of I know he's not used to that playing on the teams that he played on, but I can see him having a breakout year this year. Offense looks pretty good. I mean, you probably got the best complete running game in all of the NFL with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. And Odell Beckham will be back, which will help that passing attack that already was good last year without him. You put him on there and you get what you get. Speaking about running backs, I think the Cleveland Browns won't win the Super Bowl in 5 years just because I think there's teams that are better suited, but they will win the division this year. Speaking on running backs who have broke the most tackles: Derrick Henry, 34, Dalvin Cook, 33, David Montgomery, 29, Nick Chubb's right there, 21, Mike Davis, 21, Josh Jacobs, Antonio Gibson, Todd Gurley, Alvin Kamara, Kareem Hunt. Okay, just talking about those 2 Browns running backs. Of course, they would both be on this list. Do you see a change in this list coming up this year?
Oh, absolutely. Ezekiel Elliott will make that list. Absolutely.
Homer. All right, Dalton.
For me, I'm going to say if he stays healthy, Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Good one. Good. Definitely a good one. I think the list may change. Dalvin Cook may this year have more broken tackles than one Derrick Henry. I mean, it's super close. You got to remember, I think Dalvin Cook missed a couple games last year too. So Dalvin Cook easily could have been the number 1 running back on this list. I'm going to take Dalvin Cook. I think it'll be Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry. Well, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb. All right, moving on to the next one. We got more to unpack. A lot more to unpack right here. All right. If you are tuned in right now, please like and share. We appreciate it. All right.
Oh, you know what? While we're waiting on the next one, this is an absolute no. This is an absolute no. We can move on. I think everybody knows
Right.
this is a no.
And,
For me, it is no.
and rushing yards, heck no.
No. Definite no. But while we're talking about the NFL, 3 teams already have been fined $10,000 for OTA infractions. One was the Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, wait a minute. Kings are. What they doing in Jerry's World? I heard Jerry's World got fined too. What's up with that, man? What y'all doing? Y'all planning y'all own Spygate, Deflategate situation? Y'all got caught with some technology out there you ain't supposed to have? What's going on here? Give us a little insight on that. What y'all doing?
Mahomes tried to sneak into our database. He wanted to be like Flash in the 5 Heartbeats and take Eddie Kane's spot, which was Dak, and we weren't having it.
Mm. All right. San Francisco also was another team that got fined $10,000. Also, the Washington football team, fined as well. So a lot of fines going out early. All right. In OTAs. First player you think of when you look at this. Shout out to Ricky Williams. He would be acting up right now if he saw this. First person you think about. Robert said Tiki Barber. Dennis said LaDainian. Oh, no, he didn't say no.
LaDainian. That's Lawrence Taylor, fool.
It's Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, I agree with that. For me, it's LT. I mean, that's the greatest giant, greatest probably linebacker of all time, and maybe even greatest defensive player in the history of football. Definitely argumentally, you could definitely argue LT. I mean, he actually won an NFL MVP, not defensive player of the year. He actually won an MVP. So it's definitely a Lawrence. Let me get a sniff Taylor.
Yeah, I agree with that. Dalton, who you got?
For me, well, he should have been the Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowl 46 against the Patriots. I'm going to say Justin Tuck.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Justin Tuck. At least you ain't say Neil O'Donnell. All right.
Oh, that's worse. This Neil O'Donnell was a starting quarterback. Not the third receiver on the team. He's known for one play.
He is trying to justify this Neil O'Donnell thing. It's hilarious.
And Neil O'Donnell made a Pro Bowl, bro.
Oh, he made a Pro Bowl. Okay. All right. Speaking of quarterbacks, starting quarterbacks hurried the most times last year. Obviously, Justin Herbert. But let's not forget Joe Burrow probably would have been on this list had he not got injured because his offensive line was terrible. Deshaun Watson 75, Russell Wilson 65, Josh Allen 64. We knew about that. Patrick Mahomes 62. Daniel Jones 56, Kirk Cousins 56, Derek Carr 56, Matt Ryan 55, Kyler Murray 55. Do you see this list changing?
So these lists are weird because obviously people are going to point to offensive line, and yeah, most of these teams that don't have the greatest offensive line like the Texans and the Seahawks. Obviously, San Diego addressed it greatly this offseason, and then obviously with Justin Herbert going into his second year and maturing and even making better decisions, I think he's going to be an all-time great with a better line. I think he will drop drastically on this list. I still see Watson and Russell and Watson is even playing. I definitely see them still at the top. Josh Allen, he holds the ball a lot. Sometimes he likes to run around and improvise, and sometimes they bring it on themselves as well, like Patrick Mahomes. They don't want to just get rid of the ball. But no, my main one, I'll say Justin Herbert would not lead this list next year. That's for sure.
All right, Dalton.
All right, first of all, Justin Herbert will not be on the list. Like you said, Dre, Joe Burrow should be on the list before he got hurt, though. I can see Joe Burrow probably get some more. I mean, we don't know if he'll play week 1. Like Russ Wilson, he'll probably get some more sacks again. Like Sean Watson, we don't know if he's going to play. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think Joe Burrows probably will be on this list. Here's why. I have not seen the Cincinnati Bengals make one move yet on the offensive line, not that I've heard. They decided to get Jamar Chase instead of getting the offensive lineman that they could have gotten in round one of the NFL draft. I thought that was a major mistake, being that a lot of Burrow's mechanics and development was based upon his offensive line being so dismal. All right. Speaking of offensive linemen, you know that the Steelers have released David DeCastro. Obviously, we know that. But the Steelers did bring in Trey Turner, correct?
Yes, they did.
All right. So the Steelers looking to improve the run game, something that they do very well, something that Ben is probably going to do a lot this year. Hand the ball off to that guy Najee Harris, and then go play action a lot instead of that dink and doink stuff that he was doing after winning 11 straight games, and then teams started catching on. He should be charged up for the season coming up. Pittsburgh might have a better year than they did last year, getting bounced in the first round. Maybe. I still think the Browns win the division, but nevertheless, being charged up means we got to talk about these Chargers. Super Bowl in 5 years? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, as good as Herbert will be, it's the San Diego Chargers. It's not going to happen. Some franchises just, I think they have one Super Bowl appearance in their entirety, right? 94, right? And they got blown out then. So no, sometimes organizations that just is not meant for them, and they're one of them.
Dalton, what's your thoughts?
For me, I'm gonna say yes. I wouldn't say they're gonna win that division next 5 years. I mean, they still got cheese. We all know Patrick Mahomes is not going anywhere. The Raiders, Derek Carr, he's probably gonna be gone pretty soon. Broncos, they're gonna be terrible. Another quarterback situated. Thing with the Chargers, Justin Herbert's coming in the sophomore year. They got a new offensive coordinator who was part of the Saints quarterbacks coach when Drew Brees threw 5,000 yards. They got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and they got I could see defense do good. I mean, they got Kenneth Murray, Joey Bosa, and Jordan James if he can stay healthy. I mean, they got a new defensive-minded coach.
There's my answer. For those who wanted my answer, there's my answer right there. Absolutely not. Hell no. All right. Let's talk about top 10 offenses real quick before we go. Golly, when you having fun, your radio shows go real quick. We already been on the air a full hour. Top 10 offenses. Number 1, Tampa Bay. 2, the Chiefs. 3, Green Bay. 4, Dallas. 5, Buffalo. 6, Atlanta. 7, Browns. 8, the doggone Vikings. 9, the what? Okay. Cardinals. And 10, what the? Okay. And 10, the Titans. Let me just give you my thoughts real quick on this, real fast. Number 1, this list absolutely sucks. Terribly sucks. Number 1, first and foremost, last I checked, last year I could have swore that team right there. Well, let's see if Aaron Rodgers comes back, but I ain't gonna do the homer thing right now. 2, Dallas Cowboys. Number 4, I actually, and this is gonna be funny because most folks know me. I'm not really the biggest Dallas Cowboys fan, especially when King Claw gets on here and shamelessly plugs his Dallas Cowboys team on a Pittsburgh Steelers segment. I'm gonna say Dallas should be higher. I'm actually gonna say that Dallas will be higher than Tampa Bay this year on the offense. I'll also say that there is a good possibility that it should look like as this. Kansas City at number 4. Yep. Yes, you heard me. Number 4. Dallas at number 2. Green Bay or Buffalo at numbers 1 and 3. 4, the Chiefs. 5, the Atlanta Falcons. 6, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 7, Cleveland. And the reason we say that is because I honestly do not think that I don't think Grunk nor AB will next year have the same impact again. I think Mike Evans, Chris Godwin probably will have an impact, but will they decline or will they progress? And that's something we're going to find out from 44-year-old Tom Brady. And their running game, will their running game be the same as it was last year to this year coming up? So I'm taking Tampa Bay off the top spot. Kansas City beefed up the offensive line, but have teams now caught on to Kansas City. You got a lot of teams this year that actually got better as far as pass rush is concerned, getting their pass rush up. Will that offensive line be able to hold against teams who can pass rush? We'll see, right? Green Bay. The reason why I put Green Bay in the area is because we've talked about Green Bay for the longest. Green Bay is a team that can take multiple injuries and still end up being number 1 in scoring. Okay. Last year, MVS had about 20 different drops. Alan Lazard was hurt. Devontae Adams gone for multiple games, and they still ended up the number 1 scoring team in the league. Buffalo, obviously a team that has developed offensively as well. There's rumors that Zach Ertz may be signed by the end of the week. Adding a Pro Bowl tight end to an already Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley, Emmanuel Sanders, Gabe Davis regime already proves deadly for a guy like Josh Allen, who showed you that he can play at a very, very high caliber. Buffalo. I won't talk about the rest of the 5 because I think that Tennessee, without seeing Julio Jones, what happens with him and Ryan Tannehill, I think this is absolutely absurd and such a reach. Arizona, I like Arizona kind of where they are. Minnesota, I like what Justin Jefferson did. Obviously, Adam Thielen will be there. Dalvin Cook, if he's healthy this year, that should be really good for them. And that team, Kirk Cousins, will he have another good season? That's yet to be determined. Atlanta is the team I'm kind of looking at. Will Kyle Pitts be able to have a first season success? Because they're going to need it. When you lose Julio Jones, you need somebody to replace Julio Jones. And we'll see. I think Atlanta will be actually number 8 or 9. I think you got to move up Minnesota. You got to move up maybe Cleveland or Arizona. Move them up. Flying High. Shout out to the Flying High podcast, by the way, Ron Thomas and those guys. But they're dropping from 6 to probably 9 or 10. All right. With that being said, anybody else have any objections to this list?
Yes. Top 5. Taking Tampa Bay and Buffalo out. We're putting Dallas at 1. We're putting Kansas City at 2. And we're putting Green Bay at 3. So 2 and 3 are good. We're just moving Dallas from 4. You move Dallas from 4 to 2. I'm moving them from 4 to 1. And then Kansas City, Green Bay is as good as where they're at. Then the question is who is 4 and 5. The Arizona Cardinals, and I'm kind of with Dennis. I mean, Dennis actually said he picked Kyler Murray for MVP, not Dak, although he loves him. I'm going to have the Arizona Cardinals at 4, and then I'm going to have the Titans with newly acquired Julio Jones, A.J. Brown on the other side, Derrick Henry. Tannehill is so underrated since he's been a Titan. They will round out the top 5. So then your teams that I dropped out, Tampa Bay and Buffalo will come in respectively at 6 and 7. Then you can go with Atlanta, Cleveland, Minnesota. Now, Atlanta falls by default because you swap Tennessee and Atlanta simply because of the Julio Jones transaction. They lose their best receiver, and Tennessee gains a great receiver and already has a great receiver on the other side. So that's a swap. It's kind of like swapping wives, the same situation. So there we go. Just to repeat again, Dallas won.
A.J. Brown's a great receiver.
I believe A.J. Brown is pretty great, and he's the full package. He can catch a deep ball. He'll run you over. He'll run the slant. He's got good hands, and he's a throwback to me.
So you're saying DK Metcalf is a great receiver too, then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. As long as you say that, I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah. I love it.
As long as
I love Metcalf.
Say that, I'm okay with that. All right.
Metcalf is maybe he can be higher. He's a top 10 receiver, and he may be top 10. He could be anywhere in the 10, but he's definitely a top 10 receiver. I have to think where I would slot him, but he's definitely top 10 wide out. Absolutely.
Sharon Mullins said Tampa Bay #1 offense. Ha 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 ha. She's laughing.
Hey, I took him out of my top 5. I agree.
What a joke, right? All right. With that being said, Dalton, any?
Well, to be honest with you, I am taking Tampa Bay bandwagons off of #1. They don't deserve to be #1. Put them like at #4. Well, #5. No, I'll put the Cowboys at #1. And I can put the Bill. Well, the thing is with the Chiefs, I know they lost Sammy Watkins. I'm not a big fan of Harmon. I'm not sold on him. He needs to. I know they got Kelsey. And to be honest with you, I'm taking the Falcons off and put the Cardinals at 6 and put the Colts at #9.
Colts? You're a Carson Wentz believer, huh?
Well, yeah, I know they got Carson Wentz, but they got some weapons. And, they got a running game. Their O-line is solid. That's why I put Colts at #9.
I like it. Outside the box, I like it. All right, with that being said, I hope you like the show, folks. Just to round off a little bit, Toronto Blue Jays, talking about little Buffalo stuff real quick. Toronto Blue Jays lost another game today, 5-2. Seattle beat them today in the early game, Community Day game. They won last night as well. Moore hit a 3-run homer in the top of the 10th as Seattle won that game. The night before, which was a really good game too, Toronto won 9-3. So they win 1, lose 2 on the 3-game homestand against the Seattle Mariners. I also need to shout out the UB football team that was at the game yesterday, who I was with yesterday. I'm screenshotting this shiggity, said Sharon. She's funny. She's screenshotting that thing for sure. Also, shout out to AR21. Shout out to my guy, Robert Nesbo, the third. Phenomenal job he's been doing. Me and him are working on some things. He's doing a phenomenal job with it. I'm just shocked. I'm shocked and amazed. All right. So make sure you check out his band, AR21. I'm sure. Check out his Facebook. He'll put it out there as well. Shout out to the city of Buffalo too for change, by the way, for trying to install change. Now I don't know what change that is. I don't know whether it's a quarter, dime, nickel, penny worth of change, but shout out to them for wanting to change things in the community. And again, we are about unity, community. You are in the land of the unlimited. I am the fire starter, Andre the Torch Robinson, with my guys, Dalton D-Man Smith, the most consistent one, King's our OG, who's getting a new nickname. I'm telling you, I'm cash tagging that. Don't try to take it either. So if we make a t-shirt or something out of it sooner or later, Mr. Neil O'Donnell over here, for sure. Make sure you continue to listen in to the Land of the Unlimited show on WDAP Radio, TV. Rise Up Unlimited, baby. You know what it is. I'll see you next week. All right. Peace.
Rise Up Family exclusive. Number one sports community organization in the world. Second to none. I know what it is. I had to do this.